Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Amy from With Love by Amy. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Today we are going to make a card for a hop on Facebook and YouTube that is called the Use It or Lose It hop. And the things that I decided to use from my stash were this Flower Garden embossing folder. And, well, this is brand new, so this is not a Use It or Lose It. This is just something that I'm using, the Cottontail embossing brush. I think that's what it's called. I don't know, embossing tool. But this is my first time using it. And so I'm going to set it up for you guys on camera. I will say that, yes, I did read the directions. However, there's a little bit of a challenge to opening it up. So I did use that palette knife to remove the plug stopper because I initially thought it was a thread stopper, but it is not. It is a plug. And it's a little challenging to get out. So I used my palette knife to remove the stopper. I didn't damage it in any way. But the embossing tool is really cool. I do like it after using it on this project. It does disperse more powder than the bag does, so it's kind of a learning curve. But I will say more powder is good because then you don't get the embossing powder stuck in places you don't want it. But all in all, using it was really easy after I got it set up. And we're going to emboss this. So what I'm trying to do here is, yes, I'm using an embossing folder, but I'm also using embossing powder because I want to try to emboss the lines. And I don't know, something about my brain wasn't working, excuse me, because I wanted to emboss the raised lines, and so I thought I had to use the back of the folder. I don't know what I was doing. I did the wrong thing. I messed it up. So what I'm doing here is taking it out of the embossing folder, and we're going to use gold embossing powder. And there were some spots that did not cover very well. So what I did was I heated it up and, well, I tried to clean it up as good as possible before heating it up because there was some over spots with the embossing powder or the embossing ink. But after I did that and then I heated it up, you can see some spots right there by my thumb that did not get very good coverage. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, after I heat this up, I'm going to go over it with my embossing pen. It's from Versamark as well. And so here I am drawing over the spots that did not get very good coverage. And we're going to put more embossing powder on them. And that is the fine tip end of the embossing pen. However, it's not it's not as fine as the lines that the embossing folder created. So the lines are going to get a little bit more bold where I did them with the pen. And actually, I come to realize that after I get it out of the sea, look at that. I like it better, a little bit blurry and bolder. The color is better. All right, so now I've taped it down to, obviously, a clipboard. And I sprayed it with some water. And now I'm using these Nouveau Shimmer powders. This is all I have. I only have this color. And I got it, I think, almost last summer. And I'm very curious to use it. So I saw someone using I think they're called Lindy's Magicals, which those are on my wish list, but I haven't placed an order yet. I'm trying really hard to not spend a lot of money on craft supplies this year. I'm trying to buy only with gift cards that I have gotten. So I sprayed it all with water, and then I put the shimmer powder down, and then I put some more water on it, and I just let it dry. It is now dry. It's been sitting on the board for a couple hours. It's dry. And I'm taking my Olo markers and I'm coloring in green for the stems and the leaves of the flowers. And yes, it does look like a giant disaster kind of right now, but I'm going to take some red and fill in the spots that didn't get as good of coverage with the shimmer powder stuff. And I do like that there's like a lot of color variation even in just the shimmer powders. Because in the center you can see that it's like a purpley color where the powder was more concentrated, and then towards the edges it's like a lighter pinkish red where the color was a little more, I guess, dispersed. So I'm just coloring in red where the shimmer powders didn't make it over the image, and then I'm going to go in different greens to kind of give it a little bit of dimension and stuff where the stems are. The coloring actually didn't take that long because I didn't have that many mist spots, and the green stems and the leaves were not that bad either, so it didn't really take that long. It just feels like it's taking a long time. I don't mind coloring. I just don't like how much time it takes up. I just wish it was quicker. But if you want a good detailed image, it's going to take a while. So we're going in with just a couple different Olo markers. I don't have a ton of Olo markers, but this is the shimmer powders I used. I think it's called Cherry Bomb. And yeah, we're going to weight it down again because it did get a little bit wet from the markers, because I did spritz it with a little bit of water after I put the markers on it, just so that it would, I don't know, get the same kind of blurry effect with the markers. And we're trimming down the card panel here. I decided after I removed it from the clipboard that the side on the left where you can see a little bit of the white cardstock or the white watercolor paper, I did not want to trim that off. So I liked the stark edge that the tape left from the being on the clipboard. So I'm using double-sided tape here. It's just Scotch double-sided tape. I've had it in my stash for forever. So I'm taping it down to a black card base because I thought that that looked really sharp. And I love the shimmer of this card. It's kind of hard to capture on camera. And now we're going to put a sentiment on it. I am using this red rubber sentiment stamp set. Oh my gosh. Stamp set from Stampin' Up. It's very old, so that just a note stamp is not available anymore. However, I'm sure that probably everybody has some version of a just a note stamp in their stamp set, because that's like the most universal sentiment, in my opinion, because you could stick some birthday message on the inside and it could be a birthday card. So I'm going to use the VersaFine, I think VersaFine Onyx Black. Is that what it is? I think so. But I love that one for sentiments. Even on watercolor paper, it looks amazing. And here's the finished product. Please let me know down in the comments below what you think of it. And here's some other videos that you may enjoy. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really, really helps me out. And I really appreciate you watching today. Have a great day and see you soon. Bye.